Hello, crybabies, and welcome back to the pod. For this episode, we had the awesome opportunity to chat with Matt Pachmayr, bar manager of LeCoin, bartender at Streamline Tavern, and the mastermind behind Seattle's beloved industry pop-up series, No Call, No Show. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy the episode. Also, as a small disclaimer, we are very, very sorry for the echoey mic situation that is happening. We are working to get it fixed. Please don't hate us, and yeah, enjoy the episode.
Welcome to Crying in the Walk-In.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Cheers. Clink.
Okay, so how did you get from, well, I understand you are at LeCoin and Streamline, but how did you get to this idea of doing pop-ups separately, like outside of work, on your own time, with your own energy, and probably with your own dime to start with?
Yeah, it was. I wanted people to know who I was outside of LeCoin.
Okay.
The owners are great.
Yeah.
Like, I have no
Jordan,
complaints
yeah.
about those guys. Like, they're fantastic. They're very supportive. They care about their staff.
Mhm.
But like, I can never expect an owner to make me a number one priority
Sure.
and like push me out there as like something that's worth marketing for their business.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I was like, I just need to do this. And one day, Jesse, the owner of Bad Bishop, came into Streamline, and there was nobody there for 2 hours.
Okay.
It was
cool.
just me, him, and his
Just-
girlfriend Gemma.
Yeah, just
I was like, hey man, I got this idea.
mm-hmm.
And the one idea that I knew I had that I could do was Chartreuse dive bar.
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, it's like both my worlds.
Yeah.
It's like the Chartreuse program at LeCoin plus what I do at Streamline. And I knew I could pull that off. And so we started talking, and it was like 4 months later when we did the first pop-up.
Okay.
Yeah. That was really like the impetus. That's what I wanted. I
Yeah.
was just like, I want to do a thing that is kind of mine that I can like take ownership of.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you why chartreuse. Like, I think like at your last pop-up that I went to, it was kind of there was a light bulb moment where I was like, oh, you don't just do chartreuse, but that's kind of what people associate.
No,
you
it's
with.
associate me, and like that had already happened with LeCoin.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that's kind of because people are pissed that they can't all get chartreuse anymore.
yeah.
And I've heard a lot of shit talking about LeCoin because we can get it whenever we want.
Yes. Yeah.
And like, I get that.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. They just.
But
I have
also-
heard a lot of
they're
that.
just jealous.
Also, anyone in this city could have done that program if they wanted to. But
Yeah.
we did.
Well, yeah, and of
Yeah.
course, then once somebody starts buying a shit ton of chartreuse, of course, the people who sell it are going to be like, yeah, here, we'll
Yeah.
give you whatever you want. Take
We
it all.
did start that program before allocation, luckily.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we finally got their attention because this was during the pandemic. I think
Yeah.
I started the chartreuse program in like October 2020.
Okay.
And we finally got their attention, and they were like, oh,
Think you're selling this.
you guys are doing cool shit. Like, yeah.
Mhm.
And you're selling chartreuse.
Mhm.
Like, so
Yeah, it's been a bartender thing forever. Anyone could.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Also, how did you come up with the name? I love the name.
So this one needs to get accredited to Tori Romo,
Okay.
who is the chef that I did the first pop-up with.
Okay.
So it was like me, her, and another person at LeCoin, and we were all kind of working for a couple months to do this first one and get it going,
Yeah.
right? And I had named the LLC, which is still the same name, Monks After Work.
Mm-hmm.
Love the name,
Yeah.
Great name.
it's
right?
great.
Like, I love the image of like monks having a long day distilling booze.
Mhm.
They go sit down at the bar. They're having a beer and a shot, right?
Yes.
And I talked to Tim Masters, who is the president of Frederick Wildman,
Okay.
and he was like, "Hey, so you can't have anything religious in your name if you want us to be associated with what you're doing."
Oh.
And that's like an order from like the Father Superior.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want anything
Oh.
religious like to do with the name Chartreuse,
Okay.
because it's like two separate things for them, right?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, look, obviously do whatever you want. Like, this
Mhm.
is not like me being like, hey, you have to change this.
Yeah.
It's like, if we're going to do events with you,
Mhm.
you can't be called Monks After Work.
Okay.
Like we can't do events with someone named Monks After Work.
Okay, gotcha.
So I think we're like 2 weeks out from the event,
Oh.
and we are.
You're like,
You're
oh
like,
no.
I've already made my digital copies of our posters and
Yeah, we're fucking scrambling.
yeah.
And Tori was like, no call, no show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, like that's the name.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
No, and it's kind of one of those things where I mean, first of all, it screams to industry people.
And that's what I wanted the events to be.
Mhm. It screams. It's like
Yeah.
it ignites something in my skin.
Yeah, I'm
From
like my
years of hosting-
PTSD
yeah.
is like, ooh.
My years of hosting, like
Yeah.
3 years at giant restaurants where people
Oh my
no call, no show, and like literally just like, okay, great, now how do I rejuggle my books or
Oh fuck.
like fuck you for taking up
That
that space
jigsaw
when I-
puzzle
when-
of the fucking hosting.
Yeah,
Oh geez.
yeah, and I've been turning away people for the last hour, expecting you to show
Yeah.
up. No, it's just like it definitely screams something, and then it is cute. Sometimes I'll talk to like when I talk about your pop-ups with people at my work, I'll be like, oh yeah, do you know what it means? And I think like the layman now is like has caught on. Obviously, it's not like the Da Vinci Code or something like that. But it's cute, and it just it kind of feels like it's like let's serve the service industry people first, but obviously all are welcome.
Everyone is obviously welcome.
Yes.
But these are definitely industry forward events.
Yeah.
And the thing that I want more than anything else, like when I sat down and we're like talking about this with other people and mapping everything out, it was like Bad Bishop is closed on Mondays.
Yes.
I got Mondays off, so they're always going to be on Mondays.
Yeah, that's great, and that's industry
Monday's
day.
a
Industry
great
day,
industry.
yeah.
It's a great industry day,
Yes.
right? I just wanted a place where everyone could come in, one, having a relaxing, nice atmosphere.
Mhm.
I think Bad Bishop has a great vibe.
Bad Bishop's vibe is like I was gonna say when you're talking about Il Bistro, like it still has those brick walls.
does.
Like, it still has that old pioneer
Still old.
square
Yeah.
feel, but it is a little bit more like
Yeah.
jaunty.
Yeah.
Like a little
it is.
younger.
Jaunty is a great word for it.
There you go.
Like jaunty is a great word for like that vibe in that room.
yeah. It's
And I
great.
wanted to keep the cost down for people. Like I don't have overhead.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like Jesse does not charge me a lot for the room fee. Like
Yeah.
he gives me the homie hookup on that.
Yeah.
So I'm able to sell chartreuse for $7 an ounce.
Yeah.
I'm able to ask
That is
my
actually pretty wild. Yeah.
chefs that I work with to be like, hey, can we just like keep costs down a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Like the chefs get all the sales from their food
Okay.
and I give them like 15% of it.
Gotcha.
So like we're able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I'm glad
Yeah.
that connection happens.
Yeah, me too. Like I think I really just missed working in a fucking industry bar
Yeah.
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 because that is definitely what Il Bistro is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is a industry bar. I don't know if it still is, but it definitely was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's how you make that money between 1 and 2.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
And it's just so fun too.
it's
You
so
just get to kick it with your
fun.
friends, basically.
You get to hear all the tea.
Oh my god,
All
the tea.
the tea.
And I know you. You're probably standing there like this.
You heard me one night when you and JoJo were catching up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you guys were sitting there and I was like,
bartender ears
like,
are
oh,
a thing.
Yeah.
"Am I?"
Because
Yeah.
then from across the bar, you go, "Oh yeah, uh-huh," and then
Yeah.
they're like, "You heard that?" And you're like, "Yeah,
Absolutely, I did.
course I
Absolutely,
did.
I did. Yeah. Okay. So other than just church or not just, but other than Chartreuse Dive Bar, how are you coming up with your other themes? Because I saw the last one was slushy themed.
Yeah, that one, I love the story of that one because Peter Cho, amazing bartender,
Mhm.
obviously a very busy human being.
Doctor's office.
Yes.
Mhm.
I met Peter at Conversation.
Okay.
And then he learned at Urban Bitter. Like that's where he
Okay.
got his tutelage
Gotcha.
under a bartender named Marco Haynes, who I never knew,
Mhm.
but was a mentor to a lot of people in the city.
Mhm.
Is no longer with us.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
So I asked Peter, I was like, hey, what do you want to do for the pop-up? And he was like, I don't know, it just needs to be real dumb.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. I think blenders is the dumbest thing I can think of.
Yeah. How many blenders did you have?
We had
for
3.
that? And it was amazing.
We had 3 blended drinks because our whole point was I don't want to have to rinse these fucking blenders out every time we use them.
Yeah.
And luckily LaCoin let me borrow their slushy machine for the night because
Yeah.
the one I rented when I was putting it in my car, they were like, yeah, this does not freeze booze. I was like, Oh,
Like, good to know. Great.
I was like, lesson for me. Should have asked.
Yeah, actually, that's a lesson for anyone listening.
Yeah.
I would have never thought to ask.
Yeah, you
hey,
should.
That's
if
crazy.
you're renting a slushy machine, make sure to ask. Apparently, you need like a 220 volt
Oh,
they
okay.
told me.
Oh.
to get it cold enough to actually freeze the alcohol.
Huh.
Or like,
Yeah.
Okay. What a good note.
Slush it.
yeah.
I bet you so many people in their bars too have struggled with that, thinking, "Oh yeah, I'll just get a slushie machine
Yeah.
for this."
It's not
thing,"
just
and
any
it's
old
not.
thing.
Yeah, I would have not.
I never
thought-
would have.
Dude.
I never would have known.
Never.
And they're expensive as
They're
fuck.
so
It's
expensive.
like $8,000.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
That's
Oh my
insane.
God.
I could do a lot with $8,000.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's not a slushie.
Big time.
Yeah, that's called like. It's not gonna change my life, but it's gonna change like 6 to 8 months of my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Easy.
absolutely. So continue. You
Okay,
wanted to do
so-
the dumbest thing you
so-
could think of.
So Peter was like dumbest thing possible. So blenders.
Yeah.
The Frasier pop-up happened because I've got a buddy Quinn who's helped out at a couple of the pop-ups. He's a huge Frasier nut.
Yeah.
And I know Jesse started like the Sherry program at Jar Bar back when Jar Bar opened.
Oh, didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah, so Jesse was like the opening bartender at Jar Bar and started the program there. Really into Sherry because they were doing a lot of Sherry there.
Yeah.
So I was like, Sherry Niles.
Also, wasn't that one on his birthday?
It was it turned into his birthday at midnight.
Love that.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was like very kismet.
Yeah.
I was like, and that has been like one of the lessons of the pop up is like, and one of the things I've kind of discovered I might be pretty good at is like bringing people in my life and like,
Mhm.
hey, you do this thing that I find really cool.
Yeah.
Can we do something with this to do an event?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's dope.
yeah,
It's cool because
it's
you're
been really
lifting other
fun.
people up too.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm really trying to do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm one person
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah, how can we
Could
make
I-
this fun for everyone?
yeah, could I crank these out and just like try to keep as much money to myself as I can or whatever? Sure.
Yeah.
But like, it's so much work.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, and also there's
And
fun in that.
It's
Yeah,
so much
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had so much fun doing these events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really have.
What would you say is your favorite part about being like the host with the most?
My favorite part is looking around at a full room
Mhm.
and no one is looking at their phone.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is chatting.
Aw.
Yeah.
Everyone is smiling.
That's true.
During the second time we did Chartreuse Dive Bar, which was almost a month ago now, my fiance was there with a friend of hers, and like the room was packed.
Yeah.
There were people. I think no, it was Parker. Parker was waiting for a table,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, oh my god, there are fucking people waiting for a table
Yeah.
in here
Yeah.
to come drink stupid like
No.
Italian soda drinks
Yeah.
and mind erasers.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love them.
And I'm just grinning. It's
So
It's nice having a fun industry event too, because
Mhm.
there's so
Yeah.
many like
you could take yourself a little too seriously. If you
oh,
wanted
I
to.
could
Oh my God.
easily like
Yeah.
try to make this buttoned up and like, no, you're gonna
we're having a
see.
chartreuse.
Yeah, you're about to
pop-up.
see my craft and how well I can curate chartreuse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Also, I will say one of the things. So I love kind of highbrow, lowbrow concepts all the
Mhm.
time.
Oh,
same.
everywhere.
incredible.
Right.
I am classy. I am trashy.
Yeah.
Like,
Amen, brother.
On that, my favorite thing ever in the highbrow lowbrow is the doctor's office, the pap smear.
oh, the pap
Are
smear.
you
Yeah,
fucking
no, it's perfect.
kidding me?
Yeah.
It's so
the
perfect.
funniest thing I have
Yeah.
ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
I
Also-
fucking love it.
How silly that place makes a Spanish coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole fucking spectacle.
It's
Because
a
Oh, yeah.
they know
spectacle.
this is what people expect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we're gonna lean into
We're
this.
gonna
Yeah,
light it
might
on
as well.
fire.
Yeah, we're gonna lean into this thing that every bartender hates to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like what you're doing there.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, that's really all I'm trying to do is do dumb shit really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of just the road I've been trying to travel with the podcast.
Okay. So with the pop-ups, like how many have you done so far?
10.
Okay, wow. That's a
I've
good,
done 10 since June.
shit,
that's
yeah.
actually insane.
I've been on a 2-a-month stretch since January.
That's beautiful. That's
And
a lot
that's
of work.
also with, I didn't do any in November and December because I had that break in.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait, do you want to talk about that really quick before we move
We
forward?
can.
What happened?
So I had 43 bottles of chartreuse stolen. Plus,
Like a small fortune.
yeah, it was about $5,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Plus like the Square POS system we were using
Oh no.
for the
Yeah.
pop-ups.
No.
Some agave, this fucking bottle of vintage Calvados I had not opened yet.
Yeah.
No.
That I specifically did not have any of in
'Cause you're-
Japan at a
yeah.
Calvados bar, because I was like, I have that at home.
Yeah.
And then a bottle of like
No.
Malbien Quiche Mezcal.
Yeah.
I was like, those are the
Damn.
ones that I'm like,
Damn, that hurts. Yeah.
yeah, the only
Oh,
bottle
so
of
sorry.
chartreuse that was like super expensive that they grabbed was my birthday chartreuse. Like some 1982
Oh.
green that I was like pouring out every year on my birthday, like one
Oh
shot.
my god.
That was the one where I was like,
You're like, this hurts.
fuck.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh my god, that fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Was
it
there any
sucked.
video footage or anything?
There was no video footage, not that my
Fucking
building
hell.
would have shared anything, because they made sure to tell me that like we cannot share anything that we find. We'll share it with the police or the insurance.
Sure.
And not like the cops could give two fucks.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
don't know what has to happen to you in this city to get the cops to show up. but
Yeah. Yeah. A lot.
Nor
Oh yeah, no.
nor do I need a detective for like church or something.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's not important.
Yeah, it's those personal bottles though.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, the personal bottle sucked.
Yeah.
Okay. On a learning note.
Yes.
Now that you know.
Now that I know.
What are like some of the unexpected learning moments that you've had doing these, like good or bad?
Good is if you just put yourself out there and be genuine and kind of be true to what you are
Mhm.
and just show people the things that you love.
Yeah,
I think people will celebrate that.
I think so too.
I really do. Like, I just show up. We serve from 5 to 2, and the reaction from people has been really amazing.
Yeah.
I never expected to still be doing these pop-ups.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know how long I expected to go, but I certainly didn't expect to be like looking at dates throughout the whole year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like, I've got stuff booked through July.
that's awesome.
That's
Which
dope,
is-
yeah.
Crazy.
Like, do you have stuff booked through July with like other creative, like other bartenders and other chefs and stuff like that? That's awesome. How do you go about that process? To who to work with?
Mostly I'm just like reaching out to people that I know and really like.
Yeah.
There's not like, I'm not like working with brands really.
Okay.
Like, so it's not like, okay, I need to like have this like Jack Daniel's night or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like the one brand I've really worked with, besides Chartreuse, is Back Bar Project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I did an event with Lauren,
Yeah.
which was great, and we're gonna do another one in late April.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, is like a pretty big portfolio. So you don't,
Yeah.
you're not like having to choose.
No.
What you're not like working
No.
with one.
Not like pigeonholed.
Yeah.
No, at all.
Yeah. they
Like
got
we
hella
are
stuff,
doing
yeah.
like the Cortez family mezcals
Yeah.
Mhm.
for the next event, just because my chef at LaCoin, who's the executive chef there, he wants to do Mexican food.
Yeah.
But mostly I'm just reaching out to friends that I know, asking them if they want to do something. And I feel like I'm almost becoming like a producer sometimes on some of these events,
Yeah.
because it doesn't have to be my idea. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like we're just doing an event like
Or like
the one with JoJo,
Okay.
for
yeah.
example. Like JoJo is gonna do a Twin Peaks theme. And we just had the meeting like yesterday.
Oh
Jojo
my god, I'm
was
gonna
telling me
throw
about
up.
this.
Yes,
I
because
just
it's
started to
her
watch it
like
again.
world class
It's
project,
for
right?
her
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for her competition. And
JoJo,
she was
JoJo.
originally gonna do girl dinner.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was gonna
be the
that's
pop-up,
funny
which is a great
too.
idea.
Another great.
Another
So
great
funny.
idea. And she was like, does it need to be a collaboration? Do you want me to do everything? I was like, look, whatever is best for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just here to support you,
hmm
do this idea,
Yeah.
and like whatever I can do to make this good for you, that's what I'm here for.
Cute.
Yeah.
But I'm so curious about like the logistics of what you do. So I did message Matt the other day and found out that you have your LLC,
Yes.
Monks After
Monks after work.
work. And to me that's like so scary a process. So I'm just like I'm curious like logistically how you were like, okay, how do we be above board?
Yes.
How do we get people paid? Yada yada yada.
So
Like, what did that look like for you?
I have a sister-in-law who's an accountant who had already done this process because my brother's a chef and they do pop-ups.
Okay.
So
Oh,
she
you
kind of
lucked
like
out. That's dope.
no, I very much lucked
That's
out.
awesome.
Yeah.
And so she kind of like walked me through the steps I needed to take,
Mhm.
which is like you get your business license with the state and the city.
Okay.
You do an LLC.
hmm
You get a business bank account. And then you just kind of make sure to pay your taxes
Yep.
every quarter, because the first
Yep.
quarter I forgot, and they were definitely like,
Hello.
late fee, hello, you have not paid.
Oh shit.
And they were like, we will forgive you this time. And then when it comes to getting people paid, everybody is a 1099 employee. I
Yeah.
make sure that everybody that works with me is like, hey, are you cool working for tips?
Mm.
And because we're very lucky that we get people to come out on a Monday night,
Yeah.
and that they are usually very industry forward events,
Mm.
that the tips are very good.
Yeah.
Sure.
So people just have to fill out a 1099 and they're, a contract employee.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. That, I mean, that doesn't sound too complicated.
It's not crazy.
Yeah. I just hate paperwork.
I get it. And then like Jesse makes it very easy, like logistics wise.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a liquor permit, right? Because I don't have a brick and mortar.
Mhm.
So Jesse does all the ordering.
Okay.
And then because all the liquor sales take place at their place of business, I just give Jesse the money for all the taxes for the liquor.
Gotcha.
So I
Oh,
pay the
sure.
taxes for
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
We're back, baby.
we're back from break.
We're back.
You guys wish you were in this room with all
Yeah,
the
we
tea.
had a tea party.
Yeah, tea party
Was piping hot.
Which was. But since we have you here and you probably know more about chartreuse than us, I serve a lot of chartreuse, so I have my script that I say to everyone when they ask, "What are those bottles about?" But
Your
yeah,
holy order script.
yeah. But I'm curious what you know, like the who, what, where, why, when, like 101.
So,
sure.
recipe from 1605
Uh huh.
for like the elixir of long life.
Uh huh.
They work on that recipe the Carthusian monks
Yeah.
work on that recipe for 154 years.
Okay.
What they come up with is elixir vegetal, which is the unaged version of chartreuse.
So one that comes in the cute
Comes in a
little
little cute, like little wood bottles,
Mhm.
and those were the exact format that they used to use it in, and they were in the wood bottles to protect the glass because they were taking that shit down
Mhm.
by donkey down the mountain to go sell it.
Okay.
Right?
Damn.
These Carthusian monks are like up in the foothills of the Alps,
Right.
like
In the
Southeast
cut.
Alps. They're like
Mhm.
up there.
Mhm.
They're like the wild men of the Chartreuse Mountains. Like that's where the name Chartreuse comes from. Is the name of the mountain. Right?
Okay.
So 1759 elixir vegetal, and then 1840 green and yellow chartreuse come out.
Uh-huh.
They come out at the same time.
Okay.
They both use the same 130 ingredients. They're just in different proportions.
Heard.
The only difference ingredient wise is that you start with a beetroot distillate for green and they add sugar.
Beetroot, like literal.
Beetroot, like
okay.
literal beetroot.
Distillate. Okay.
Yeah. And then for the yellow, it's a grape distillate
Oh.
and they add honey.
Oh.
Huh.
So green, 55%. And that is where, I'm sure you know this, the color chartreuse comes from. It's
Yeah.
the only liquor in the world that has its own color.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow is 43%. For me, the green is like very cinnamon, cocoa, pine, anise,
Yeah.
marjoram, tarragon,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
like that type of thing.
Marjoram tarragon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yellow, I get like a lot of honey.
Yeah. I've actually
Um,
never thought about. I've never put honey in there in my brain, at
Yeah.
least. And now,
Honey is really there.
now I'm gonna see it. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna
You're gonna see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honey, anise, chamomile.
chamomile. Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of chamomile.
I also think that a lot of distillates that try to achieve yellow lean into like I don't want to use the term knockoffs like what do you
But
call it?
like Strega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Alternatives.
lean
Yeah,
alternatives,
chartreuse alternatives. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
lean into the chamomile a lot.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost too much sometimes.
Where it's like too much tea.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead. Finish
So, so that's like the main two that everybody know are green and yellow.
Right.
They have elixir vegetal, which has been around forever.
Mm.
It used to be that yellow was the most popular one, and it was called La Reine de l'École.
Mhm.
So it was like the queen of liqueurs.
Uh-huh.
And as time has passed, green has gotten much more popular.
Yeah.
And so 2/3 of all chartreuse production is green,
Okay.
and 1/3 is yellow.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's aged for probably somewhere between like 2 and 4 years. As
Yeah.
with all things chartreuse, everything is a secret.
Mhm.
It is aged in huge 25,000 gallon food trays, like barrels,
Mhm.
and then 12.5 thousand gallon, 12,500 gallon food tray barrels. So they moved distilleries in 2015.
Okay.
I think in 2018 is when bottles were like finally from like all from like Aganoir, which is
Okay.
so when they're moving all these huge, massive barrels that they age chartreuse in,
Sure.
they're caked with inches and inches and inches of sugar, right?
Uh-huh.
Sure, yeah.
And all this like dehydrated chartreuse. So only some of those made the trip to the new distillery.
Okay.
So it changed, the flavor changed
Okay.
because
This was
you're
20. You said
like around
tw-
2018.
2018. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're using like new oak barrels, right?
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And you're not getting the same influence.
You're not getting the mother.
Yeah, you're not getting that
From before.
mother
The mother.
chartreuse.
Yeah, from before. Gotcha.
So like it is still like a living, breathing, changing thing.
Mm.
My favorite fact about chartreuse is that it ages in the bottle like wine.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys tell people that at Roquette. You
Well, and also I do know that they change. Like, I mean, I've definitely tasted like the same bottle opened over a span of time and know that it changes.
Yeah, it definitely changes.
And I was talking to Sam one time. He comes in every once in a while to Roquette, and he was just he's a wine sommelier, but he drinks a lot of chartreuse and was just
All
like,
Psalms love chartreuse.
Yeah.
That is something I've learned.
yeah. And he was like talking about how he feels that yellow ages more, like the aging of yellow happens better in the bottle than green does, or at least it's more distinct over time. Okay.
I've seen yellows that completely lose their color
Mm-hmm.
and are
Oh,
like
really?
white.
Whoa.
Like I've got some bottles at home that are like completely lost their color.
I've never seen that. That's
And
crazy.
then I've seen some yellows that get like a real dark, like toffee
Mm-hmm.
to them. Like I've got a bottle of like Tarragona
Mhm.
from the 70s at home.
Mhm.
Real dark toffee.
Okay.
So when I did that chartreuse trip, like I did a brand trip, right?
Yeah.
To chartreuse, Eric was on that trip.
Okay.
They lined
my
up
boss.
verticals for us. Yes,
Yeah.
Eric Hackenen, owner of Roquette.
Yeah.
We've
Shout
had him
out,
on here
Eric.
before.
They lined up verticals for us. So it was like 1992 green and yellow. It was a 2012 green and yellow, and a 2022
Okay.
and plus all the other expressions. And I had no idea that it changed with age. And these are like new bottles that they're cracking open.
Mm-hmm.
The 2012 yellow was translucent, and it tasted like white peach.
Whoa, cute.
And
I like that.
this was like my liquor moment of hitting the crack pipe.
Oh,
Like
you're chasing that dragon.
I'm chasing that dragon. I'm still to this day
Oh,
chasing that
no.
fucking stone fruit note in that
Yeah.
yellow chartreuse.
Yeah.
It blew my mind.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never tasted anything like this.
Damn.
I've never tasted a yellow chartreuse that tastes like this at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so I immediately started collecting it.
Oh, cool.
And
Wait,
That's
when
kinda
was
where-
that? When was that trip for you?
that trip was October 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
What year is it now?
2025. Yeah.
Babe.
You-
Bro,
God.
what?
I'm just saying. I can't anymore. I
And
can't.
I can go on
Yeah.
for longer about
Yeah.
chartreuse. Like
Okay,
we
so
do.
then what do you, okay, real quick before we
Yes.
move on, then what do you know about, so my vig spiel for somebody who's just generally like, what are all of those bottles?
Yes.
Is kind of like, well, you have your green and your yellow,
Yes.
and then you have MOF, 1605,
Nine
and,
Centenaire
and
and VEP.
VEP, and they are all essentially a blend of yellow and green, but they are, some lean more towards green, some lean towards more yellow. Go ahead. Thank you. Okay,
So-
let's go.
Yeah, let me tell you. I would
Yeah.
love to share this
And
information.
I know that some of them are more aged than others.
Yes, for sure. And again, everything's a secret. We have no idea.
I know. To be honest with you, I lean into that a little too
Yeah,
hard
as you
sometimes.
should.
I'm like, bitch.
You can't know
the-
everything.
The monks are hiding it from us. How
Yeah.
about
One of the best parts of bartending.
Making up an answer.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Fucking
And they're
love it.
always like,
Oh
you're
my
so
God,
smart."
you
And
know
I'm like,
so
I
much.
know.
All right, go
So
for it.
VEP is the top 5% of all chartreuse.
Yeah.
So the master distiller monk is like, this is the best shit.
Yeah.
I'm pulling this aside.
Yeah.
So they then age that in little demi-mod wine barrels.
Mm-hmm.
And like Eric, and they actually showed us into like the Rickhouse room at the new distillery. That is just floor to ceiling with VEP barrels.
Wow.
Like I've got some pics. Taking it, I don't think, but like whatever.
Uh,
And they did tell us that like they will be increasing it to the top 10% of all chartreuse.
Okay.
So at some point, hopefully someday, there will be more VEP
Yeah.
on the market.
Yeah.
And they probably age it for somewhere between 7 and 15 years. I don't know. It does lose 1%. So the green is 54.
Okay.
The green VEP is 54, and the yellow VEP is 42.
Okay.
The ninth centenaire, which is my favorite one. They've been doing that since 1984.
Okay.
That was to celebrate 900 years of the Carthusian order, which started in 1084.
Jesus
Mhm.
fuck.
It is a, yeah, that is one of my favorite things about this shit shouldn't still exist.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it to
No,
still
that's
exist.
crazy.
It's crazy that it's been around
like my
this long.
brain can't wrap around.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The idea of that.
So it is a blend of green and yellow.
Okay.
My best guess is it's probably 2/3 yellow and 1/3 green because
Yeah.
that is what they do for the Episcopal bottles that they release very rarely.
Okay.
It's 2/3 yellow, 1/3 green.
Yeah.
It's 47% for the ninth centenaire.
Yeah. Is
the-
it aged?
It is aged.
Okay. Good.
Yes. The Moffs is a blend of yellow. So a select group of French sommeliers were allowed to blend their version of chartreuse.
Yeah.
It's the only time the monks have allowed anybody else to blend chartreuse.
Yeah.
So that's what the Moff is. It's, I believe, 45% compared to the normal 43. And for me, it drinks like a little bit younger.
So they're just taking different. They're taking different ages of yellow.
Yeah.
And blending it to
Yes.
what they.
Or like different barrels of yellow. Because
Gotcha.
I imagine like all chartreuse is, I mean, it's not single barrel stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're blending from these huge batches that they had and whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then the 1605 is the aged version of the Elixir Vegetal.
Yeah. Okay.
So that one was to celebrate 400 years of the recipe.
Mhm.
So that came out in like 2005,
What's the percentage on that?
57.
And what's the percentage on the Elixir Vegetal? Because that's the highest.
69.
Yeah.
And the French government,
Oh, well, those monks have a sense
those
of
months, they got a sense of humor.
They're like,
It was actually the French government made them do it because it was 71% and that was too high.
Oh, okay.
They were like, knock that shit down.
Yeah.
So
Like
it can be
69 or
69.
nothing.
Yeah.
you freaky bastards.
That's so funny. Okay, cool. Now I know a little bit more. Like I
That's like 99% more than I knew.
yeah, I definitely have my spiel for like people that I'm just like, yeah, you're just curious about those pretty bottles. Oh, the other one that I was gonna ask you, the Santa Teclas.
The Santa Teclas. So the monks have been kicked out of France several times.
Yeah.
Imagine what has happened in France since 1605.
Yeah. Like
There have been
Oh,
some
not much.
shit. There's been a few
war.
guillotines,
Yeah.
several wars.
witch hunts probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
They've been kicked out a couple times. So they opened a distillery in Tarragona, Spain in 1903.
Yeah.
They kept that going until 1989. So that was like,
Wait, 1903 to 89.
yes.
Okay.
So once they moved back to France after their second expulsion, which I think was like the 20s, because they went to Marseille after that and then blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
So there is a big connection in Tarragona, Spain between Chartreuse and the city.
Mhm.
And they have this festival called Santa Tecla. And they make Chartreuse releases special bottles with those labels, which you get because you
So
guys have them.
pretty, yeah.
They're very pretty. They use like, I believe like essentially like the flyer for the
Yeah,
festival
that's what it
every
looks
year
like, yeah.
for the back of the bottle.
Yeah.
So those are special bottles that get released and are only sold in Tarragona during the Santa Tecla festival because the drink of Santa Tecla of the festival is essentially a chartreuse slushy,
Oh,
Hell yeah.
and it's
let's
called a
go.
mamadita. I think so. that wrong.
That's all right. We're doing our
If you're ever in
best.
San Francisco,
Yeah.
go to a restaurant called the Morris.
Okay.
They do this slushy,
Uh-huh.
and it
Work
is
trip.
Yeah, I know.
fucking delicious.
Work
It's so
trip.
good. Also, that restaurant is owned by a sommelier by the name of Paul Einbund, who is probably one of the most knowledgeable people in the world about chartreuse
Mhm.
and a true chartreuse fanatic,
Other than the monks.
other than the monks.
Yeah.
And that restaurant is a treasure.
Um.
And so this bottle that I brought here today,
Yeah.
this is called Tau, and they make it for Tarragona, Santa Tecla.
Okay.
Got like the old distillery there on the back, and they use the Catalonian flag
Okay.
for
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And it is also one of the ways you can kind of see a blend of green and yellow on a chartreuse bottle is like this label is
Oh,
mostly
they-
yellow,
Okay.
but it's a little bit green.
Okay.
Oh my god, they said we're
graphic.
graphic designers.
Dude, they
Dude.
they be doing some hidden like
Yeah.
Nancy Drews shit on the
Mhm.
bottle.
They do.
So can you also explain? I kind of know this, but can you also explain how you find when it was bottled?
Oh, so the date.
Yeah, the date.
It starts with like L blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like say it's 939.
Yeah.
Add 939 to the year that the Carthusian order started, which is 1084.
Mm-hmm.
So that is like 2023.
Yeah.
That's 2023, right?
Yeah.
That's 2023. Yeah, because 940 would be 2024. Yes. So that's how you find the year that it's made.
Yeah.
And then the next three numbers, you take that number into 365, and that tells you the exact date on the calendar
Mm-hmm.
that they bottled
It's
this.
so silly.
I
They're
love these
literally, like-
fucking
Yeah.
monks.
They were like, I watched the
They're
Da Vinci
little-
Code one.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
like fucking imps.
yeah.
Like
They're trolling us all.
I love it.
They're trolling us all. They're like, it's a secret, but actually, it's in
There's all
plain
this
sight.
information,
It's
like, yeah.
on the bottle. Yeah.
They're just getting drunk and having fun up there.
Yeah. I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah.
Um, little.
Okay. Any other fun facts or last notes about chartreuse?
I would just say that the thing that like we do differently at LaCoin Chartreuse is like I go out of my way to treat chartreuse as a base spirit
Okay.
and
yeah.
not as a modifier
Yeah.
because I think that is how it's used.
Yeah.
And for me, chartreuse is the greatest liqueur in the world.
Yeah.
Like I truly love it. I love to drink it. I have tattooed it on my body.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do have a chartreuse tattoo.
But yeah, continue.
And I think chartreuse is just fucking amazing.
It is.
I love it in a daiquiri. I love it in a million
Mhm.
different cocktails. Like
Have you had a bartender's daiquiri or whatever that is? So don't quote me on this. I can Google it real quick. But I've had several bartenders come in and order it recently, so I think it might be a trend or a fad right now.
oh, interesting.
Sounds
But
like
it's a
it.
bartender's daiquiri, and it's a split base of chartreuse and I think Fernet. Or it's
Oh, that's
another
called an industry sour.
industry sour.
And it has
That's
existed
what
for
it
a long
is.
time. It was made by a man named Ted Kilgore
Okay.
in St. Louis.
I didn't know that.
So
it is Fernet chartreuse.
it is Fernet chartreuse and essentially a daiquiri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do A1 on that shit?
No, I've never
I
made
mean,
one.
why not?
I've never made one.
Yeah,
I
I've made several.
I do not.
Unwittingly.
I do not
I've-
like Fernet.
Here's my thing.
Oh, really?
Don't put an egg white in it unless somebody asks for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
Yeah.
But
Same.
Yeah.
that's my dishes.
Yeah.
Like boundary.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm not fucking with egg white.
No.
But I do love a flip.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
I've
Yeah.
never made
Fucking
a flip as in whole egg.
whole egg. Yeah.
I've never
It's
actually
like a
made one.
Wait,
milkshake.
really?
Yeah, I've never made one.
Oh, so good.
I'm coming to you to make me one.
Okay, so there is
Trip.
a chartreuse drink called a death flip that was created in Australia
Okay.
and it became kind of a modern classic.
Yeah.
And it is no shit, it's not a chartreuse drink. We changed it. No, it is. It is. Sorry. It's Jaeger, it's tequila, it's yellow chartreuse, a scant amount of simple syrup,
Sure.
and a whole egg. And it is surprisingly delicious.
I can see that. Like, you know
It's
when you-
reposado specifically.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
I
that
can
sounds
see that
good.
even more, but like,
Yeah.
I could really drink one of those.
But that's insane. That's
Yeah.
insanity. Like, are you trying to die?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. We're
yeah.
working on it slowly.
Working on it.
Thanks for the chartreuse education. Can we taste what you brought really quick?
Yes, absolutely.
And then I want to ask you about
Thank you.
moving forward, your future.
Look at these.
My
cute little
future. So this is a 2022
Okay.
towel. I think I opened it sometime last year. Anyway, cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for
It's been
being-
really fun.
I want to try to smell or taste something new, but to be honest with you, I smell more marjoram than I usually do in a yellow. I'm one of those people who marjoram tastes like soap.
Oh shit.
So like, you know how like
Does it make marjoram too?
it is.
Mhm.
You know
Wow.
how yeah, cilantro tastes like soap to some
Yeah.
people. Cilantro tastes great to me, but marjoram tastes like soap. Yeah, it's not flavor wise.
It's like more syrupy than I remember. Like pretty viscous.
It's got. That's a. So we've also talked about this before. The hardest thing with chartreuse for me is how viscous it can get.
Yeah, that's my.
That's the hardest thing for me. Like the flavors of it are beautiful and wonderful,
Yeah.
but the texture is sometimes hard.
Yeah, historically, chartreuse hasn't been my favorite because of the viscosity. But I think it's because I like yellow I like yellow chartreuse.
Oh, I'm a yellow boy.
I think I'm
Like-
a yellow boy
And
too,
I
and
think-
just realized.
Yeah, I think I was like
love yellow.
really only thinking about green chartreuse because that's what a lot of
That's
people
what
do.
That's what
Well,
all
why
people
do you
do.
think? Why do you think there was such a huge flip when yellow used to be the most popular, and now it's green?
I mean, for me, it
is
might.
it just the
I think
alcohol
it might just be
content?
the proof.
Yeah, people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you get fucked up."
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's too the
Well,
herbal.
also, we
is
are
too
in the
much.
not too sweet era. Like after whatever the
Yeah.
fuck happened, whoever hurt people in like the
In the 80s.
the fucking
yeah.
80s, and
Yeah.
now everyone's like, "No, I
It's
want
the
something
early
that's-"
2000s bartenders
Yeah.
Yeah.
ruined everything.
And so now, so now it's kind of like, not too sweet. And yellow. The hard thing for me is like describing this to guests is like, yeah, sure, you can say it's sweeter, but it's also just like a lower proof too. Like the proof does something to
Yeah.
dry it
Does
out
something.
and like make it you feel it
Yeah.
more.
See, because this is fucking delicious.
Yeah, this is
It's
great.
so good.
and it's
This is great.
changing every time I take a
love yellow.
sip.
I
Yeah.
feel like there is
There's a
a
lot
stone
going
fruit
on.
note
Yeah.
in this.
There is a stone fruit note.
in
There's
this.
like deep in the back of every yellow chartreuse, there is a stone fruit note somewhere. Like one of my favorite
Yeah.
cocktails is a split base, like bourbon, yellow chartreuse, like just whiskey sour
Oh,
with just like a
Or-
little quarter ounce of like peach or apricot.
fuck me up.
And I was like, oh, I think I've come up with a new thing. And then I see that exact same cocktail in
Sure.
except for without the like little peach
Mhm.
or whatever. But I was like, oh, okay. I feel good about this.
Yeah.
Like someone who knows what the
Validated.
fuck they were doing, like, yeah, did this. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every sip is different. This is crazy. Yeah, I think I just needed context to appreciate chartreuse more because
I still taste alpine, like the pine
Yeah.
notes.
Like the pine notes are still there, but like you taste the chocolate.
I do.
Like the chocolate is so
That
good.
was like the second sip for me. Was
Yeah.
chocolate. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like when you guys were doing that Dick's like chocolate shake thing at
Mhm.
Roquette,
We
is
have
that a
one.
chartreuse drink? I did see that there's a vanilla one now.
Is there? I don't think there's chartreuse in our vanilla one right now, but when we had the strawberry, there was definitely yellow.
Okay, yeah.
And that was the fun thing I liked about Le Coin, actually, when I went like on the first or second try of going there. Somebody working there was like, "Do you want dessert or something?" I can't remember what it is,
Yeah.
but you guys pair green with chocolate and yellow with strawberry so often, like
Well, I've been doing that strawberry infused yellow chartreuse since like
so good.
2021.
Yeah.
But that strawberry thing was a classic pairing in the first Death and Co book.
Oh, really?
The strawberry.
Okay, so as you move forward, what are your like goals with the pop up now? Or is it evolving? The same goals as you started with?
It's not the same goals as I started with because I do have people asking me about the pop-ups all the time now. I have
Yeah.
people talking to me.
Hey, by the way, congratulations on 1,000 followers.
Dude, I was also
Oh.
like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
yeah.
1,000
Yeah.
followers? Like,
That's great.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so fun.
Yeah, the response, I'm still pretty blown away. I'm just like, I'm just getting behind a bar,
Mhm.
doing a thing, you know?
Yeah, but you're doing the right thing. And I think it's the right thing in this community right
yeah,
now.
I love doing it. It's been a lot of fun. My goal is to keep doing them.
Yeah. That's a good goal.
To keep working
Yeah.
with people that I respect and like hanging out with
Yeah.
in the industry. I would love it if like I'm giving a platform to chefs
Mm.
to do their thing, because like I very much do not want to fuck with food. That is
Yeah.
not my forte.
The food's
Um,
been so amazing.
I've been very extremely lucky to work with very talented chefs, and
So good.
everyone has been fun to work with.
Yeah.
I have not had one issue.
Fun dishes. What was the one that me and JoJo sat at your bar gossiping the whole time? There was like a really like maybe like a Wagyu burger or something like that.
Wait, was that the?
I think it was the chef from Bad Bishop who was. running
Oh,
the
so that
kitchen.
was the Fraser pop up. Yes. So that was a pork burger
Yeah, and it was.
with like some Spanish cheese
Yeah.
on it as well, and it was like his
That
his,
might
like,
be my
Spanish
dragon,
version.
baby. That might be my dragon.
Ooh.
You do love a burger.
No, burgers are my favorite food
Mhm.
ever.
Big time.
Like, and that one was good. And I fucking hate when people try to like take a burger and make it too like posh.
No, that's not what a
No,
burger is for.
it's-
No.
A burger
it's
is not
about the-
posh.
Yeah.
No, it's
A burger is like all over my face.
exactly.
Mhm.
Like,
And that's what it
I
was.
want in a
Was
burger.
he used like such good ingredients and like surprising flavor combos,
Yeah.
and then it was still a mess to eat. Like, and
It's-
I was like, yes.
I had a James beer when I was first like bartending. I worked at this restaurant in Kansas City with my brother, actually, who also got me that job. And it was with
Nepo
James Beard,
baby.
Nepo baby right here.
Yeah.
9-year younger brother, really helping me out.
Yeah.
Shout out Justin. It was James Beard award-winning chef, but it was like kind of like a bar and grill
Uh-huh.
concept. But they had this fucking burger that I will never forget, and like Serrano aioli. But like her whole thing about burgers was like a good burger is a messy burger,
Mhm.
and it's completely true.
Amen.
Yeah.
And that's been your church service today.
Yep.
That's my soapbox that I'll die on.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. But yeah, so other than doing pop-ups, like you're just want to keep moving forward.
Just want to keep moving forward. Yeah.
See where it goes.
Do you have any exciting collabs coming up? You said JoJo.
So JoJo is April 14th. We're doing Twin Peaks. The owner of Lucy's Bottle Shop is
Okay.
doing the food.
Okay.
Alyssa Lyle. And then April 28th, my executive chef from LaCoin, who is an extremely talented chef, Daniel Martinez. We've done a Mexican food night one time with him, and they were literally the best carnitas I've ever had in my life.
Sure, yeah.
He's doing them the right way, like using every part of the pig, like all boiled together, like fucking great. June, I'm gonna do a champagne chartreuse and fried chicken night
Oh my god.
with the
yes.
Somm from Copine, Gina Janik. So we're still trying to figure out who's gonna do the fried chicken for that night, but that is gonna be a bougie fucking night,
Yeah.
and I anticipate it's gonna be real great. We're talking about doing like a little champagne cart for like a little champagne like going around to the
Awesome.
table and shit,
That's
like
cute.
yeah,
I
little
love the
caviar
bartending straight.
bumps and like
Yeah.
Yes.
just like have fun with it, like yeah. And then I'm gonna do a pop up at Dark Room.
Oh, are you? So
yeah.
that's one of your offsite ones.
Yeah, that's gonna be my first offsite one with Amy, and this was the first pop up I did I ever had, and I think I told you about this. It's called Confessional Bar,
Mm-hmm.
and what I want is like people have to confess a sin
Mm-hmm.
in order to get a drink,
Mm-hmm.
and you will have to have that written down and hand to the bartender,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will give you the drink that coincides with your sin, and you're not going to see the
Make that
menu.
wild so
And
fast.
then I want to anonymize all of those sins and post them after the event.
That's literally so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's juicy.
Juicy. I
You're a
hope it's
gossip.
juicy.
You're a
Oh,
gossip.
I'm a little gossip. One of my favorite podcasts is Normal Gossip.
Oh
my
my
God, I
Oh,
love gossip.
yes. Were you
Wow.
guys at the live taping?
No.
No, I wanted to go.
Oh, it was so fun.
Oh man.
I love that show. So Kelsey McKinney,
Yeah.
who's now no longer the host,
I know, yeah.
as we all know,
Yeah.
all the real Normal Gossip had no.
Yeah.
So she released that book, right?
Yeah.
And for my birthday, my fiance got me a personalized inscription,
Oh.
and it says "From the Gossip Queen to a Petty King,"
Ah!
That's
because
so
Wow.
I am.
Damn. I
Wow.
love that.
Yeah.
An honor.
Yeah, I was very honored when I saw it.
Incredible.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. Wow. Look at us having things in common.
Yeah.
Gossip buddies.
And then the last pop-up that I know about that I'm for sure doing that we have booked is we're gonna do one at Montana Badlands. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it with my friend Quinn Zachke, because we are old school new metal heads, because that's
Mhm.
when we grew up.
Mhm.
So we're gonna do a new metal night
Cool.
at Montana Badlands.
Cool.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep posting all that shit.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
post 'em.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
Always be posting.
Do you want to wrap up on any crying in the walk-in stories?
I have been giving this a lot of thought,
Okay.
and
Not too
I-
much, I hope.
not too much.
Okay.
I did not cry in the walk-in, but when I worked at Roost Chris, our like liquor room was right behind the bar.
Yeah.
So that's where you would take like your little safety meetings.
Yeah.
That's where you would like go cry if you
Yeah.
had to cry there.
Yeah.
So I moved to town in 2014. Everyone is Seahawks crazy.
Yeah.
Like they won the Super Bowl, the team is good.
Mhm.
So it's NFC Championship weekend. That Roost Chris is connected to the fucking Hyatt. A lot of the opposing fans and teams stay there.
Oh, okay.
So it is like 1:00 in the afternoon.
Oh no.
There are wasted Seahawks fans in there.
Sick.
This is the day before the game,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're doing the fucking Seahawk chant,
Mhm.
which since they kind of suck now, I never hear anymore, which is
Mhm.
great. But man, when I fucking moved here, I heard it
Oh my
every
god.
day.
Mhm.
They're doing this in the restaurant, extremely loud.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude.
I'm like, hey guys, do you mind? Like,
Of course
which
they
was
can.
enough provocation for them
Yeah.
to then follow me to every one of my tables and
What?
shit talk me to the guest I'm waiting on,
What?
which I've never had happen before.
Okay, be an adult.
Literally.
It's so wild.
That is insane.
I was like, what the fuck is
The
going on right
mental
now?
gymnastics that
Yes.
that person's doing. Oh my
So
god.
I definitely had to go take a break, cry
Yeah.
in the liquor.
Wow.
And then I had to wait on him and his wife like hours later.
No.
And his wife was like, oh, I hear you had a little run-in with this one. And I was like,
No, not a little one. Like,
not a little
literally
run-on.
Get the fuck out
like
of
your
here.
husband is
bitch.
a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
just a little.
devastating.
That's not how we talk to other people.
Yeah. What's that called? Gentle parenting.
Yeah, for real. Sarah
Gentle
taught me that one.
bartending to guests. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. That's
Yeah, that
disgusting.
fucking
Yeah,
sucks.
that sucked. Yeah, that was a bad day.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Also on a side note, in your socials, or we asked you to send us photos for
Yes.
for socials for when we post.
Yes.
So I think I'm gonna use it to be like, hey, why is Matt crying in this photo?
Oh, you should definitely do that.
Okay. And
Um,
so do you want to say the answer
Yes.
now and talk
So
about it?
I sent that photo after the Chartreuse dive bar pop up a month ago.
Yeah.
Chartreuse 2 dive bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so overwhelmed by the turnout
Mm-hmm.
and just like the love in the room.
Mhm.
And like the more I do these pop-ups, the more people are coming out and just telling me how fun they are. And
Yeah.
I was fucking bawling the next morning.
Yeah.
Aw.
I just woke up, I was fucking crying, just real happy tears.
Yeah.
Real happy tears. So
Yeah.
I made sure to take a picture and send it to my fiance.
Yeah.
Aw.
I know we
And
have
now we have it.
Now you guys have it.
But
Yeah.
it's beautiful. No, it is beautiful, and it's well deserved, and it's
Thank you.
and it's very it's just like I said, I think it is what this community needs a little bit of playfulness, a little bit of
Just,
like
yeah. Trying to have some fun, man.
humor,
Yeah.
and gathering off our cell phones and
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, one of my goals for this year is to definitely have a industry potluck
mhm.
where it's not about sales, money. It's just like, hey, everybody bring a dish. I'm gonna like serve up some booze.
That's cute.
No money. Like we're all just gonna hang.
Yeah,
Aw.
And I'd really like to do one.
yeah.
Oh,
That's a great goal for the year.
Yeah.
And we're only in March, so you have
It's only
a lot
March,
of
plenty of time.
You have a
Yeah.
lot of time. Yeah. Okay. That's heartwarming.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. Thanks for creating such a good space for the city.
Yeah. I was gonna do this other question written by Will, by the way. Okay, so the question written by Will Bond, thank you very much for your contribution to the podcast. Is okay. So you just landed in a city you've never been, and you hear about a bar that sounds good, but you don't know anything more about it. You walk in and see this drink on the happy hour menu, and it tells you that you're in the perfect spot, that you'll be in good hands for the rest of the night. What drink is it? It has to be a happy hour style drink, limited touches, simple, and a reasonable happy hour price. Can't be Van Winkle for $4, i.e.
For me, it's like an Amaro daiquiri.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I see like a Braulio daiquiri on a happy hour menu, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Like you put an industry drink on a happy hour menu,
Yeah.
and I found it.
Yeah.
Like I'm here.
You're like, this is my new favorite bar.
Let's go. Yeah. Like this is my new favorite bar.
Okay.
And I'm definitely going to be asking you where I should be going.
Oh, cute. Yeah. You're like, I trust you.
That's my favorite thing about traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Is like one of the best things about this industry is like I now can go to any bar in any city in the world and tell them like we are brothers in arms.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do the same thing. It
Yeah.
happened in Japan.
Yeah.
Like didn't matter the language barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And just ask like where do you like to drink?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
honestly the sweetest thing
It
about
is.
working in the
Yeah.
industry. Because anywhere you go, people are like, "Oh, you know what I've been through."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think like when people like shit talk like restaurant industry workers or whatever, I don't think they realize like we get to eat some of the best food in the world. We get to drink some of the
Yeah.
best stuff in the world. Like
And there's
we're
a lot of
gonna
perks.
have stuff that you're
Yeah.
never gonna fucking have.
Well,
Yeah,
because for so
nerds.
much of
Suck it, dorks.
Yeah.
you're missing out. Yeah, because for so much of like after college, I'm sure like you resonate with this too, but people would be like, "Oh, when are you getting your real job?" You know,
Uh-huh.
like stuff like that.
A real job. talk, yeah.
And I'm like, I can guarantee you, I have more fun at my job than you've ever had at your job. I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
And you get so much cool shit. Like
Yeah.
you get, like you were saying, get to go eat
What a good
places.
perks.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love
free
it.
drinks sometimes.
Too.
Fucking
There are places that I go and I get treated like I feel like I'm royalty for a couple hours, and I'm like, that's what this is, and that's what we want to do for each other.
That
Like,
is how we want
Yeah.
to treat each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
when people come into my bar and I like know them, it's like, let me either hook you up with an extra shot, or let me take care of one of your drinks, or let me like ask you how your day is and really give a shit.
Let me
when
just
I
give you
ask.
that attention that like maybe you need today.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Or let me like make you feel like a fucking big shot, but with like whoever the fuck you brought in.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Okay, we made it through the whole list and had a great
Hell
time.
yeah.
nice.
So
Thanks for coming.
yeah,
My pleasure to be here. Thank you both.
no, it's so good to have you. I've honestly been,
Great.
yeah, I've been stoked about this day. So yeah, and then we'll collab with you on a
Dude,
pop up
I'm fucking
by
down.
the end of the year, because
Let's
that was
go.
on our bucket list for this year. So
1 second. Thank you.
Oh,
Drink
yeah.
water.
yeah, don't forget to drink water.
We have to have it.
Thanks for listening to Crying in the Walk-In with Sam and Kai. Check out our website at cryinginthewalkinpod.com. Check out our Instagram, cryinginthewalkin_pod. Thanks for listening. Make sure you drink water. Love you. Bye.